Officer Schwabi here. I don't know. Not really. I got a new haircut. This guy's been razzing me about my haircut. He feels like he's in a police. He thinks I'm an RCMP officer or something like that. So I had to say that comment. You know, look at this all the shortness there. You know,
some people just clean themselves up.
Well, you know, I have to look somewhat decent. You know, one of us has to look sexy.
Not gonna be me.
So, I mean, I try to make myself look sexy. I know. Don't even. I'm not even gonna say names, but please, I don't want to hear it from all the guys at Crimson Night Ravens. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah. We think of you in a different way.
Yep. So, we have some cool stuff to talk about. So we're going to hit base on X-Wing 2.0. We got some more information for you, like we promised.
Yeah.
And we're going to hit up some Legion. So we're going to hit X-Wing 2.0 because, well, I like doing that first. And I sometimes get my way. So
you always get your way.
We're going to talk about that first. But before we do, there is one thing that I really would like to mention. The Crimson Night Ravens in June 9th, have a competition between the Crimson Night Ravens versus the Outer Rim Pilots from Kamloops, Kelowna area.
They're coming down from Kamloops, Kelowna area.
So this little jaunter of excitement is something that we've me and Clive, I think his name's Clive. I'll just double check. Have been working on. Yes, Clive. Sorry, Clive.
He does that to me too, and I've known him for a while now, so don't worry about it.
So, me and Clive have been working on this to get set up. So, we're going to have a 4 versus 4 match. So, the way this is going to work is you're going to have like a Swiss round. Every member will play every member. So, each side will get 4 games from each person playing each opponent. Now, the way us here in Crimson Night Ravens are going to be doing it is our next tournament, which is the end of this month, is going to be the top 4 players in our tournament that will be representing Crimson Night Ravens.
Yeah.
So
show up.
Those 4 players will be chosen from the tournament winning for us anyways. What they're doing out in Outer Rim Land, I'm not too sure, but the way it's going to be working is that, and then we're still working on some of the finer details, but I mentioned that we should have like a final bout. So what'll happen is the 2 top players of each side will have a playoff match. So one single playoff match, and then go from there. From that, I also would like to see about trying to. And I'm all about swag because I've mentioned more than once. So I want to see about trying to find some way to make a little trophy or something that we can have and be kind of
fun.
Yeah. So
we should probably figure out a way when it happens. We'll do some filming. It'd be neat to sit down with the members.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
Just have a bullshit section afterwards. Have some laughs.
Yeah, it'll be a good time. I don't expect to see myself in this 4-bout thing. So
you never know. You have some good. You have the odd good weekend. You have some good weekends.
Well, yes, until I have no more loadouts because I got a brand new cell phone, so I have no more loadouts on my phone anymore. So now all my hard work is going down the drain.
That might be a saving grace for you, losing all your loadouts.
Hey, my Wookiees are good. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
But we're having some fun. So, anyways, I want to touch base on 2.0. So, my friend Techie guy over here.
Well, FFG was nice enough to post a bunch of new info last night.
Yeah, so
we thought we'd just go over it and have some comments.
What we're going to do is I'm going to briefly read some of the stuff. So, new moves. So, let's go with new moves. So, fittingly, a number of ships releasing at the launch of X-Wing 2nd Edition have revised maneuver dials that give them new life in X-Wing 2nd Edition. The T-65 X-Wing, the iconic fighter, becomes a bit more maneuverable in the 2nd Edition. The Speed 2 bank maneuvers on the T-65 dial are now blue, which is green.
Yeah.
Which means this maneuver can be used to remove stress from the ship. More importantly, the T-65 dial gains Speed 3 Talon rolls, and its action bar gains a barrel roll icon, giving it plenty of options for getting enemy ships into its line of fire. The tie advanced time 1 maneuver dial gets a similar update like the T65. So the tie advanced, which is Vader's, I don't want to talk about Vader's, but anyways, tie advanced times 1 now sports blue speed 2 banks, the speed 3 Talon roll, which I think is totally unfair. Thank you very much. And Vader still has double tap. Wrong!
No, he has to spend force to do double.
Doesn't matter. He still gets his double tap. Ridiculous. Speed 3 Talon roll, but it also picks up the speed 1 forward maneuver that gives your tie advanced the ability to slow down just a little bit and wait for an enemy ship to cross its path before launching its devastating salvo of laser fire. Good luck, because if you decide to move in one maneuver, I'm just going to fly my T65 around you.
We're looking at these dials before we move on to the next one.
So, but I was going to look at I was going to show you the dials, but yeah. So
this is just nuts.
So,
Rebel player.
I'm a Rebel player. I want nothing to do with Imperial, but I'm just joking. Actually, I have some Imperial I play, but I prefer Rebel. So the dial, I'm not too sure if you can kind of see it, but I'll see if I can move it a little bit closer to the camera. I don't think I can, because it's kind of weird.
Read off what it's got.
So the first edition X-Wing has soft 1 and the straight 1, which were green. The hard 2s, the soft 2s, which were white, and the straight 2, which was green. And then it had the hard 3s, the soft 3s, and the straight 3, which was white. It had the straight 4, and then it had the K-turn 4 on the first edition dial. On the second edition dial, the upgraded X-Wing T65 dial now sports the lovely blue color, but again, the ones, so it has a 1 straight and the 2 softs are white, are blue. The hard 2s are white. The soft 2 and the soft 2s and the straight 2 are blue. It picks up the Talon roll from the T70 X-Wing, and it also has the hard 3s, the soft 3, and the straight 3, which are white. It also picks up, it still has its 4 straight and the K-turn. So it's pretty much, the dial has been increased by a little bit with a few more maneuvers to allow it to be able to.
It looks like a roulette wheel now with all the colors.
With everything. And you know what?
You hit a point there that I think is interesting, is because the way that they divided the factions, right? That's Rebel, and the T70 is going to be Resistance. I think that I bet you nuts to nothing they've given them both the same dials.
You know what? I don't think so. I think that the T70 might actually have a different maneuver that we haven't noticed yet. But it's all speculation.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the choices here, and if you can't arc dodge and stuff with this ship, you're blind.
Well, I mean, I'll be honest with you, even with the T70s, it was hard to arc dodge the TIE fighters, no matter what you do, right? So with all the upgrade cartridges you put on it and stuff, but all that's changing. So the dials for the second edition to the T65, I'm really excited about. So I'm gonna let him talk about
a lot of choices here.
The Imperial one, because he's the Imperial.
Yeah, well, Darth Vader, of course, always had the soft 1s, hard 2s, soft 2s, straight 2, hard 3s, soft 3s. Straight 3s, a straight 4, a 4K turn, which is with only red on the dial, and a straight 5. So now Darth Vader has got, as you said, and you know.
You want to tell them the colors of all those, or are you just going to go through the numbers?
The soft 1s, the 2 straight, the 3 straight were green.
Yeah.
The 4K is red. Now they got a white 1 forward. It's not bad. I like to be able to just move 1. Helps with people who like to bump or try to do things. A soft, still has the soft 1s. Still has the hard 2s, same color. It has soft 2s in green, same advantage that those guys got. With the hard 2s still green, or the straight 2 still green. Yeah, the Talon, 3 Talons on this thing. I don't mind that.
You know what? I really don't get me wrong. I'm
think,
making fun of it because I'm not an Imperial fan.
I think any fighter, whether it's Rebel, Imperial, or Scum,
should have a Talon roll.
Should have a Talon roll.
You know, or a sloop,
really,
or a sloop, whichever it is. But
they all have the ability to do a flip around. Or
yeah, you know, like I agree. I mean, I'm making fun of it, but to be honest with you, I mean, I do agree. I mean, with the fact the way that they've worked with the Imperials being more of a swarm type, they need that kind of stuff. So yeah.
And besides that, at Talon rolls, the rest of the dial's pretty well the same. You got your hard, soft, straight 3s, and your 4K turn in a red and a 5. I mean, now you've got 3 red maneuvers on this, and you've got 2 more green-blue maneuvers. But all in all, both of these ships in a dogfight.
Well, I mean, I'll be honest.
The game's going to last longer.
The game is got a whole bunch of new changes, right? So ships, in the first edition, the ships didn't have any kind of upgrades or modifications.
Well, they did, just not the maneuvers. Yeah.
But the fact is now they have built-in stuff into the ships.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's. I'm really excited to see what's going to transpire. But we'll move on to the second part of this, so we're not moving too much because we want to get into Legion tonight as well. Yeah. So barrel rolls. So as in the game's first edition, pilots with higher initiative have more information about how the battle is developing before they move, giving them a better sense of what action is to take. Some actions, such as boosting, performing a barrel roll, provide additional movement options. A well-timed boost can propel a ship forward, bringing it in for a close-range shot. Barrel rolling, on the other hand, allows a pilot to move their ship laterally and adjust their position. Notably, the barrel roll has been modified from the X-Wing 2nd edition. Each ship token now features hash marks printed along the sides, and when performing a barrel roll, the short end of the movement template must be placed with the middle line of the template aligned with the hash mark on the side of the base. Then the ship can be placed so that the hash mark on the other side of the base is aligned to the front, middle, or back of the other short end of the template. This creates 6 possible final positions for a barrel roll. So you'll need to be carefully decide where you want your ship to wind up. So what they're saying is on the bases is you have 3 marks, which is the line that they put on the new templates, and that line has to line up with those marks for you to be able to barrel when you barrel roll. Where before,
the line on the new templates,
you could just put the template on and you can move it however you liked. Now it's like, okay, you put it on, and that ship has to be lined up in either those 3 spots that the notches on each of the side of the bases.
The fine tuning of the barrel roll has been removed to choice A, B, or C.
Right, and what that really notably does,
A, B, C, then A, B,
yeah. What that notably does is if someone decides to barrel roll and they decide to move it where before you could really snag it up against a rock, or like you said earlier, now it's not so easy to do that because now you have to make sure you
have the space.
You have the space to put it in, right? So it's going to be. I like the way they've done it. It sounds like it's going to be much more viable.
I didn't know there was an issue with barrel rolling personally.
Well, I think the barrel rolls I think are also going to be red.
My other question is the large ships like Jumpmasters that can barrel roll. How are they going to do that?
I don't think large ships have barrel roll in this edition. To be honest with you,
don't be saying that.
I don't think I don't know. I don't know. But I mean, I haven't heard anything from anything that I've watched or seen about the large ships and barrel rolls.
And you hold it lengthwise against a large base. There's no line to match up. I've seen.
Well,
we'll have to see if we lost barrel rolls on our large rebel.
Unless what they might do is they might have the notches closer in, so that you can only barrel roll in those 3 notches on the larger bases. I don't know. I'm just speculating. Please don't assume anything.
Well, no, I'm poking the tiger because
but
I find that covers the small ships in the article, but it doesn't cover large ships.
No, because I honestly,
and they don't even mention large ships and how they're going to barrel roll.
No, because I honestly, if they don't, to be honest with you, if they haven't put that in there, to me that would mean that they have removed it. But I mean, I don't know. I just saying.
Yeah. Well, that.
Um.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying. I feels like that they may have removed it.
No, they could have.
So, just so everybody knows, I don't know if you can really see this.
You can't see
Probably
it.
can't
Black
see it.
as night.
It's black as night. But what we're talking about is there's the line in the middle of each of the templates, and the template has so you barrel roll a ship and you got to move it within the thing of the.
One day I'll invest in getting my laptop fixed, and we'll get much better graphics for you. I promise.
Unfortunately, my laptop works and it's working just fine. But
yeah, but it's at your house all
That's
week.
right.
You want to leave it at my house
Nope.
so I can have some fun?
I need to use it.
No.
Anyways, that's a barrel roll. We're not going to spend a lot of time on it. I just want to briefly kind of go over what the FFG has posted about it. Yeah. So the Bullseye Bravado. The Bullseye, which was normally just on the Kumliga, I think that's how you say it.
Sounds good.
Was just on that one scum ship, is now on every single ship.
Yeah, was my favorite thing, and the reason I love that ship because it made it unique.
Every X-Wing second edition ship token now has the Bullseye arc printed inside of its forward firing arc, and players are rewarded for catching enemy ships in this narrow band. Although the Bullseye arc itself has no inherent effect, pilots with confidence in their abilities can equip a number of upgrades that take advantage of it. For example, you must be a deadly predator, gaining the ability to re-roll an attack die. If the defender is in your Bullseye arc, similarly, getting an enemy in your Bullseye arc is the perfect opportunity to display your marksmanship and change a hit result to a critical result. Of course, a number of hits you roll doesn't matter if they're neutralized by evade rolls. If you're a crack shot, though, and get the enemy ship in your Bullseye arc, you can spend a charge to cancel one of those evade results and ensure some of your shots make it through. So with the Bullseye arc, it's changed a little bit from what we actually play with it in this game, with it removing tokens and stuff like that. Now they're saying is like, we're giving you charges for your Bullseye arc.
Well, it sounds like they've taken some upgrades and they've made it so that the Bullseye and the upgrades work together.
Yeah.
So you'll have...
It's on the ships.
Well, and it's on the ships. That's one thing that I'm not sure I'm a big fan of, is they've taken lots of upgrades that we use in all of our builds, and instead of making it an upgrade card so we can use it in all of our builds, they've just made it a ability of some of the ships. I'm really curious to see when this game gets released, what upgrades we can freely play with and what upgrades we've had taken from us that are just going to be distinctly put on whatever ships they decided. From
what I heard and what I was listening to, he's talking about stuff like Push the Limit.
Yeah.
Which they mentioned was a card that is used on every single ship like that we play in today, right? The thing is now that they've implemented that Push the Limit on certain cards. So only certain things use it. So they were talking about the Y-Wing, for instance, and the Y-Wing is got a barrel roll. Now, so what happens is, but it's a red barrel roll. So it's like Push the Limit. So you focus, and then you push to do your barrel roll, which then stresses you. Right. So you'll be able to do both of those, but then you get stressed. So it's still like Push the Limit, but now it's utilized on the ship card itself.
Yeah, but I'm just curious what ships won't have that ability that we might have played Push the Limit on in version 1.
But there's other things that those ships that may have not gotten Push the Limit that may have other stuff.
This one mentions Crack Shot as an ability on a ship.
Yep. So there's other
ship doesn't have the Crack Shot ability. It's not an upgrade anymore.
No, but there's
You know what I'm saying?
But there's other things that they've given ships.
So, no, but it sounds like they took some of the really popular upgrades, and instead of making it a loose upgrade that you can add to whatever you want, they've decided which ships will have those upgrades only, and then we'll have to figure out. Well, you know what I mean? We'll have to figure out how to make other ships.
I hear whining again.
It's not whining.
He was
I
so
want to see
crying. He
more.
was crying about his toilet bowls getting toilet bowl. Now he's crying about
Well,
this.
you know what?
Just so you know, just so you know, I have to deal with this on a consistent basis. But just so you know, I believe that where FFG has went with this game and the tweaks and stuff like that, I think that everybody's going to be extremely happy with those upgrades because some ships are going to have certain abilities that other ships won't have, which still gives that ship that uniqueness that we're used to playing with. So, like, if you have that uniqueness in one ship that you don't have in another ship, and you're like, oh, I really want to try that, but it's only in this ship, so then you have to play that ship, which is kind of what they're trying to get back to. They're trying to get back to everybody playing every ship.
I know.
Like, I love playing with the Star Viper. So the Star Viper has certain aspects that they were talking about that's going to have different things that you're going to be able to use that no other ship has. So there's going to be benefits, but what this is allowing them to do is it gives them a way bigger way for design and much easier way for them to make certain adjustments and fixes that need to be fixed so that the game doesn't get out of hand too bad, right?
Yeah, I just like being able to customize everything to death.
Yeah, and they
I
said
think
there's still going to be those abilities to do that, and
to some degree, but I think there will also be limits to some of the customization we can do. But we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see. So our next little bit on X-Wing.
I'm going to let him handle this part of it because
Yeah.
I'm talking from the majority of it. So we're talking about some of the upgrade cards
Yeah, I mean,
some of the pilot
some of you guys
cards.
probably saw this online already. There was a little bit of a sneak peek out of Poland, out of some of the cards coming out, and I thought I'd just read the translations. I don't know how to speak Polish, so I have to take what they translated for word. So you know what? We may get these ships and it says something different, but I thought it'd be fun to read it and just have a little talk about the different things. Sunterfeld, if at the beginning of combat phase, you got somebody in your bullseye, an enemy ship in your bullseye, you get a focus.
So that's
okay.
I think that's pretty cool. I mean, so you put him in the bullseye arc, you get yourself a free focus. Now he has ability to use his action, something else.
I like that because on my builds I use that one guy that gets a target lock in the bullseye. And you get a target lock all the time. It's absolutely fantastic. So yeah, I'll be using that. They got one character here. What's a ship? Just give me a sec here.
Just give him a magnifying glass.
Yeah, Osen. I don't know what ship he is, but he's somewhere on here. And somebody will tell us, you dumb fool, he's this ship. Where is
well, seeing how there's only the TIE Advanced and the regular TIE fighters out in the release in the first wave, it's going to be one of those.
This particular ship attacks using primary weapons at range 0.
Oh, and Slave 1's up too.
Yeah, so I'm going to assume that the range 0 is bumping. I'm thinking some of these ships, whether they bumped you or not, they can still shoot.
This range 0 thing, I'm quite interested in actually myself. It's going to be quite interesting to see because normally
I think it's bumped. I think it's their way of saying
I think it's
your ships are bumped and you can still do stuff.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what it is, and I think it's going to be a fun addition.
Well, it will and it won't because I mean there's builds now that we play that it's all about blocking. If ships can still shoot the hell out of you when you're blocking them.
Games change, right?
That'll change. Emperor Palpatine. When another friendly ship is defending, you may spend your focus token as if this friendly ship just spent a force token. So, yeah, I guess that's to help his ability, maybe.
Yeah, well, but I don't think Palp is like Palp. I think that somebody was talking about Palp said was really. Some people are mixed emotions about the new Palp. Some of them like him. Some of them think he's like average. He's not as good as he used to be. You know what? I honestly still think that Palpatine's going to be a major factor because technically
he's going to be more.
Palpatine has force,
yeah.
Right? Because he's a Sith,
yeah.
So he has force. So instead of him expending his force, now he expends his focus token in place of the force.
Yeah. So no, I think he's. Well, I'm just glad that we don't have to buy $120 ship to get them. You know, he should be in the upgrade box.
All that stuff's coming in.
So ruthlessness, even in Poland, is still the same. They haven't changed anything on that.
Actually, I think ruthlessness is strictly for certain ships. Only like for our faction. It's faction specific. I remember saying I think ruthless was for I think Imperial. I think it was Imperial.
Ruthlessness was originally a scum thing.
Oh, then that's where it is. It was one of the factions.
We'll see.
I don't remember, but as far as I know, ruthlessness was with a faction. A faction has that specific thing. It's an automatic upgrade for their faction.
Yeah. Apparently, the Lambda title. You get, let's see, the coordinate icon. It's gonna a ship. Let's see, a friendly ship. I'm saying you may in range 0 to 3. A friendly ship by you. Let's see. So if you use a coordinate for a friendly ship within range 3 that's near you, if you decide to do that and they do a target lock, they can target lock on any enemy ship ignoring range restrictions. That will be interesting if that's true. Like I said, this is all translations.
And the Lambda now has
the internet.
has a reverse firing.
Yeah, I know it's got reverse. So that'll be interesting. Luke Skywalker, at the beginning of combat phase, you may spend 1 force token to rotate your secondary firing arc. And that would be the character card. That's not the.
Yeah, that's just. Yeah. I was kind of wondering about that, but it's a character card. Just so when you add Luke Skywalker to, like, let's say the Millennium Falcon, he now gives his.
Yeah, and that's got to be what it's for.
Yeah.
Is the
so you can use your force for something along those lines. So that's what that's for.
Yeah, Jan Urso, ships in range 0 to 3. Let's see, focus token. It may get one. Ships in range 0 to 3 that have the focus token may get 1 evade token. We'll have
so they change their. So Jen Urso, from what I understand when I read that was Jen Urso gets a focus token, but it changes to an evade.
Yeah, you can, which I believe already has something like that going on. Is there not?
On her card.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think Jen Urso's ability says on the card, and I actually should grab the card.
Yeah.
But you know what? I'm just gonna grab the card to make sure. Just give me 1 second.
Yeah, you play that card all the time. You and Alex.
Yeah, Alex plays Jen Urso. So Jen Urso's ability on the old card says choose 1 friendly ship at range 1 to 2. Assign 1 focus token to that ship for each enemy ship inside your firing arc at range 1 to 3. You cannot assign any more than 3 tokens in that way. So her ability says that you can, in the old game, said that you're allowed to take her, whoever ships are around within range 1 to 3, and they get that many focus tokens. With however many ships she has, you can't put any more than 3, but this is an upgrade to what it is. So now you can change a focus token to a evade.
To an evade. We'll have to see. This one, if it's true, right, we were talking about this before we started taping. This kind of sounds OP to me, but whatever. Han Solo. Han Solo. When rolling dice, if you're in range 0 to 1 of an obstacle, you may re-roll all of your dice. It is not treated as a re-roll for the purpose of other effects. So I'm assuming when they say that, other effects would be other upgrade cards that you would have.
Yeah.
It'd still be a re-roll, but it wouldn't count as a re-roll that triggers.
Yeah.
Your upgrade cards.
So what I'm thinking is if you were to plant Han Solo beside a rock, right, and you re-roll all of his dice for whatever reason, you re-roll your dice because you missed. You say, "Oh, I'm gonna re-roll. I'm gonna use my ability." So you re-roll. Now that doesn't count as re-roll. So if there's anything
for other cards, but I'm pretty sure as the dice rolls go, it does count as a re-roll. The way I look at it, it says treated as a re-roll for the purpose of other effects. So I'm thinking other effects, other upgrades. There's probably upgrades that say when you do a re-roll, you can do this or do that.
Well, I'm pretty sure it still allows them to do actions or something.
Yeah.
But I mean, I honestly think, in my opinion, it allows you to still, like, if you have a target lock, you can spend your target lock to re-roll something that missed. So it's a pilot ability. It's just like anything that you use for the pilot ability. So I mean, we'll have to see how it works, but I'm pretty sure, like, all this stuff is hearsay, to be honest with you. This is just what people think, that certain things that they see. So who really knows for sure until it actually gets released?
Well, I just wish I could read Polish because it's printed here nice and legible. I just can't read it. And Ezra, it says the same original text, but Ghost Coordinate passive is printed on his second ability. What would Ghost Coordinate passive? What's passive? Have I missed that part of the game?
I have no clue. That's one thing I didn't understand when they were talking.
Well, if you have any idea, let us know.
When I went through all that list that you showed me there, I wasn't sure about the passive part. But Ezra's ability hasn't changed from the old game to the new game. So obviously they didn't think it was too bad for them to be able to handle it. So that's kind of a benefit because there's still that aspect.
And this person threw out that each conversion set contains 170 upgrade cards, 100 pilot cards, also 4 medium bases, and a ton of tokens. I have read so many different counts for what comes in those boxes. It'll be interesting. I'm looking forward to it.
Everything that's been said or done or has been moved along it's been different. So we get a whole bunch of different information from different places. The real people that know about what's going on is FFG. I'm pretty sure they're sitting there saying, "Oh man, you guys are all wrong. Yeah. You just wait till this all comes out."
You know they're going to have lost leaders and all kinds of stuff.
So I mean, like it's going to be quite fun to be able to see what happens and how it proceeds. So we're going to post 2 videos tonight. This one here, and then we're going to talk about Legion. So we're going to end this one for tonight.
We're doing Legion right now. Legion will be quick.
Well, I really want to spend a lot of time on Legion too. So
okay.
I want to be able to really get into Legion as well because it's becoming a very popular game and a lot of people talk about it. So we'll post this one tonight for the X-Wingers, and then we'll post another one for you Legioners, and we'll go with that. So that's a little bit easier for us to go through things. Email. Hey, we got the email.
You can email us with.
So our email is crimsonctg@gmail.com. Again, that's crimsonctg@gmail.com.
Yeah.
So you can email us. We'll read your emails. We'll reply. We'll get back to you. We'll have some fun. No problem. We're also going to be opening up our Facebook page tonight. So accessibility, so that people will be able to just log into our Facebook page and see what's going on. So we'll have all of our videos loaded up there. We'll have conversation and stuff like that people can talk to us about. Make fun of us because we're a bunch of doorknobs at times, or whatever you want to talk about,
All the time.
Make fun of the guy that looks, like shaved on one side that looks like he's, military officer or RCMP officer. No offense to any of those guys. I love both of you guys for all your hard work that you do for our country and stuff. But with that being said, have a good night.
Oh, we should also thank the viewers out there for our 2.0 video. We're at 470 something views.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Tech guy does all that kind of stuff. I
just want to say thank you because you know what? If we hit 50 views, I throw a party. So if we got 470 on the video,
hey, that's good, right?
Very much.
It's awesome, and we have more upgrades. We have more people subscribing as well, and it's great to see. Thanks, guys. It looks like that we're definitely becoming more of a
we're going in the right direction.
Going in the right direction. So keep going, keep chatting, keep subscribing, keep sharing,
and we'll get ready for video number 2.
And we'll do video number 2 here. Thanks again. Thanks.
Have a good night, everyone.
Have a good night. Bye.